Soulful shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this be myself, so hear me. I mean, like, we can put all that clown shit away. There's some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thoughts and harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
What's going on, people, man? What is going on, man? Yo, it's been an absolutely eventful evening for Liverpool Football Club. Oh, mate, just when you think, oh, you know what, let's turn that down. Just when you think like there's nothing else that this club can realistically do to just annoy you, to make you feel a little bit embarrassed, to not make you sit there and think, oh, you know what, not again, or nah, you know what, it's not going to happen this time. Do you get what I'm trying to say? You know, people were doing the spaces. Heck, I even wasted, I keep saying big up ends, and big up, by the way, everyone in the chat. Make sure you are smashing the like button, sharing and subscribing. I think I was saying to ends a little while back about when we were looking to get in a new manager. And obviously it was like Ruben Amorim or, all Alonso and all these other guys. And I wasted time doing a video, on Amorim. I did the same thing with Zubimendi. Thought, yeah, let's take, if this is the player that Liverpool Football Club are desperately trying to sign, let's take a little look at him. Let's see what he's all about. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So, yeah, man, I just wait. I mean, it's good because it's content at the end of the day. But listen, ultimately, it was a waste of time for Liverpool Football Club, and I think that's just kind of the overarching, kind of look behind everything, when it comes to Liverpool. But we'll dive into it. And there's also a bit of other news as well. Other players potentially, might be leaving the football club. So we'll take a little look at that. I'm going to be joined in a second by Els. So obviously we'll chop it up. Hopefully, I think Annie said he might join in later on if he is free. Big up, Els, man. Big up, man. How are you?
What's up, G? I'm as good as I can be. I don't know, this football club, man, they find new creative ways to let you down. But, new season ahead. We'll just focus on that.
When, like, as I said before, man, we're just in this position where it's just like, we're so used to it anyway. We're actually very, very used to this, at this current moment in time. Like, and listen, man, I was listening to, the spaces this morning. I've been watching the YouTube. Big up Kopish, big up Hussam, big up Jamie. Like, I've been, listening to everybody, talk about this whole situation. And it's really, like I said before, I think the main takeaway, and again, we'll dive into it more. The main takeaway from all of this, I think, is not so much that we got rejected by Zubimendi, it's the reaction afterwards. 100%. What are Liverpool going to do after that? I don't think, because listen, look, Zubimendi, let's not even do the copium. We wanted Zubimendi. Let's not all act like we didn't want this player. But if afterwards there's nothing, and obviously we'll get through some of the alternatives, this is where Liverpool fans start getting angry. This is why people start getting a bit vexed, because it's like you're trying to pull the wool, over our eyes. You know what I mean? Like you try to go for someone, you don't get them, no worries, that's not an issue. Then you're going to walk back in training and say, no, man, I've got players here already. That don't make no sense. Come on, man. Do you get what I'm trying to say, man? Big up any in the building.
It doesn't at all. I mean, Zubimendi was never the be-all and end-all for me. It was never my choice. I've always rated him as a player. I think he's a great player. But personally, Varela was always my choice.
I know you spoke about him still.
But for us to, and this is why I criticize Richard Hughes, because Zubimendi has a history of kind of changing his mind. So if there was ever a time to have a plan B, it was this one. It was this transfer. And I just think Liverpool's failure to do that and have a plan B is so disappointing, because I don't know if it's laziness or arrogance, because we're certainly not in the position to say, oh, we're top and our squad is good enough. We don't need another 6. We only need the best of the best. There's many players that can improve Liverpool. We're in the chasing pack. We have Virgil, Salah and Trent, who we need to renew. what are they thinking? I mean, Virgil's already come out and said, you know, where are the players? And fair enough to him. We have to show ambition. We don't have Jurgen Klopp anymore. We have to show ambition. And it's just not looking good. It's not looking good at all. I mean, saying Gravenberch can be the six that we're after, like, yeah, come on. We're not fooling anyone. I'm just too old for this, G. I'm too old for this.
This is the thing, man. Big up ends, man. Love my bro for jumping in this morning, man. Well, I hope you're both doing well, by the way. You know what? Because you two are a bit more like you're a bit more sensible. Do you know what I mean? In terms of when we talk about Liverpool and stuff like that, we don't do the whole shouting and ranting and raving stuff like. In a general sense, and we'll dive into everything else. How are you both kind of? Obviously, I know ends. Obviously, I know we did speak a little bit about this yesterday. We've spoken, on the phone. But I'll go to you, Els, first. Like, how are you feeling, just in a general sense, when we're looking at everything, not just even just the transfer, just more the club in a general sense, man?
I think pre-season has been generally encouraging. Like, I've actually enjoyed watching Liverpool. They've shown some great signs under Slot. Obviously, it hasn't been that long, but you can see the slight change of style. You can see that the players are enjoying playing under him, and that's always positive. But the transfers and what's been going on behind the scenes have concerned me a little, even from the Euro deal, because again, Euro is not a be-all and end-all player for me. But again, you briefed the media that he was kind of the exception, the player that you would go after if he became available. And okay, he said he wants Real Madrid, but he ends up at Man United, and then you're looking at Liverpool thinking, what's happened there? And then you've had this transfer as well, and it's a bit like, what's going on behind the scenes? So on the pitch, it looks great. Slot looks fine. But I feel sorry for the guy because he said he wants a six. He visibly wants a six, and it's up to Liverpool to actually give that to him because he's a new coach, and it's not the best start to not give the new coach the minerals for him to take the team further.
Any man, and obviously you jumped in a bit late last night on the Ends' call-in show, man. But yeah, chat to us, man. Chat to us, chat to the people. And by the way, everyone in the chat, I put out a poll as to what do you guys think we should do moving forward. So let me know, and I'll see the results come the end of the stream, man. But yeah, anyway, chat to the people.
Yeah. Bro, nah, for me, bro, it's just bullshit, man. It's just bullshit, bro. Honestly, bro. Like, the rejection's one thing, innit? Like I said, we spoke briefly yesterday. The rejection's one thing, cool. Players can reject you, and we've seen this specific player, Zubimendi, reject other clubs before. So that's one thing. But for you to sit there and tell me that you ain't gonna sign an alternative, bro, Liverpool, go on, try doing that, Liverpool, bro. Go on and see what happens, bro. Try doing that, bro. How are you gonna tell me that all of a sudden these players that we have at home are suddenly good enough? Then why the fuck did you just waste a week fucking waiting on Zubimendi to make up his mind, bro? Like, it don't make sense, bro. Suddenly Gravenberch is good enough. Suddenly Szoboszlai can play there. Suddenly Trent can play there. Then why did we go for Zubimendi in the first place, bro? It's bollocks, bro. Honestly, sorry for the language in it, but it's just bullshit, bro. Nah, bro.
This is
honestly,
a real
bro,
place.
it is just ridiculous, bro. And for us, the rejection, like I said, is one thing. And I feel like we even got rejected because we gave him a bit too much time to think, bro. Once the man has said yes, pay the fucking money, bro. What's all this? Oh yeah, we want to pay you in installments and do this and do that and do this, bro. Just pay the money. The man said yes. Like people have already said, we've seen him reject other clubs as well. We know that he can change his mind. He's got a big emotional attachment to his club. Once he said yes, bro, the money should be in. Like the transfer should be moving like 24 hours later, bro. Why are you waiting like 2 weeks, bro? That's like me asking to go out, bro. Oh yeah, I'll ask you out on Monday. You know what? But I ain't gonna take you out until like 2 weeks later, bro. Bro, she's gonna get cold feet and change her mind, of course, bro. We're waiting too much time, bro. It's just it's just typical of what Liverpool do as well. And I just don't understand how we can literally do the same thing last year with Caicedo. It's kind of different, but it's more or less the same thing. We literally done similar things with Caicedo. Even the Lavia deal as well. So, and then we're repeating the same mistakes that we've already made like a year later, bro. It's just, bro, like Einstein said, bro, insanity is just doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. And we're showing signs of insanity right now still. And if we don't sign a DM, that would be the major sign for insanity for me, bro. if we don't sign the DM, bro. Nah, big man team, bro. This club's just pissed. And all these fucking toxic positivity fans like, just get behind the team and you can never be mad at Liverpool. Liverpool always do everything right, this, that, and other. And fuck that, bro. You're allowed to be mad at your club. If your club is not moving right, bro, man's allowed to speak on it, bro. It's just jarring
of course.
Bro, it's just jarring how certain fans move, bro. Big man team. Bro, like 3 weeks ago, I think I jumped on Enzi's channel. I was like, bro, I'm starting to lose patience with this, man. People told me to be patient. Yeah, I kept patient. Or is this what I was patient for, bro? This is what I was patient for. I just felt like we were kicking the can down the road, bro. Because for me, Liverpool have done this before, bro. I've seen transfer windows where it's just not been good enough. We've hardly signed players. The season after we won the champs or something, we signed some meaty players. That season we signed Kanate. I think he was the only signing we made, and that wasn't even in the transfer window. That was before the transfer window. So I've seen this before, bro. So I've seen the signs. So I felt I was allowed to get frustrated, but people telling me to keep patient, so I kept patient. But boy, man, patience is starting to wear thin now. Still, Liverpool need to fix up, and if they don't get an alternative, then boy, I might lose my Rex. Still, I can't lie.
Hey, you know what it is, bro? It's 11 a.m. and Liverpool got any bets like this.
Bro, man,
you know it's a bad thing,
bro. Vexed, bro.
You know,
bro, only club in the fucking major 5 leagues. Why is it only Liverpool that has to be patient, bro? Are we the only?
I think. Yeah, see, look, his internet even said, "Yo, and he just reset, my bro." But now, listen, look, I fully hear what he's saying, man. Like I said, I can see both sides. That's the maddest thing about this whole thing is that I can kind of see both sides of the argument, you know, in regards to this whole saga. Just because it's like everything's too coincidental, as Ennie said. Why is it only Liverpool out of all the clubs in the top 5 leagues? His laptop died. We're the only club in the top 5 leagues who have not made a signing. So then you're just sitting there thinking, bro, like of all the clubs, like why does it have to be us? Why couldn't it be Fulham or someone else like Brighton or Blackpool? Or like, I don't know. Like why does it have to be Liverpool all the time who have to be the first to do certain things that you don't realistically want to be the first at doing, man? And I want to get your thoughts more on. How does this kind of, in your opinion anyway, how does this look for the likes of Virgil, Trent, and Salah? Like, how do you think they're looking at, obviously the window's not closed, so we know things can easily change. By the end of this stream, for all I know, Liverpool sign a player, who knows? But how do you think that they're kind of looking at the way that the whole establishment is kind of moving? Or do you think they don't really care in their eyes? You're on mute, by the way, you're on mute.
No, I was saying, firstly, I think they just need to kind of get their contract sorted, what they plan to do before. And I know that obviously Virgil come out and said we need players. You always need to freshen up the squad with the new ideas, new players that can, help your team go forward. He mentioned about how many games we're going to play going forward. So obviously we're going to need reinforcements in certain areas. He didn't really mention what areas. So that's that point there. I don't think they'll be mad as such, bro, because I feel like, as I said to you, Rob, Zubimendi wasn't the guy that I thought we needed, the profile that we needed. But obviously, me and you spoke, and you said, look, if that's what the club wants, then that's what the club wants. So my emotions isn't going to hinge on him not signing to Liverpool Football Club. I think the main issue here is we need to find a solution now. I feel like you have to then go out and get an alternative, whether better or not, I don't know. That's down to them to go and find that because I don't get paid to do that. But easily, there's players out there that we could easily go and research now, add to the shortlist and go after. I don't know what type of profile. If they want a deep line style of playmaker, then I don't know. Maybe the Edisons, the Fofanas, maybe not on there. Maybe the João Gomez ain't on that list based on that style of player that they're looking at. So I think maybe like Frankie de Jong, maybe a profile of player that they could be looking at. Might be good for Virgil. That's another Dutch player in the team. But I didn't like the swap deal that they're trying to talk about with Diaz. I'd rather keep Diaz instead of letting him go. But for Salah and Trent and Virgil, I think they just need to kind of get their contracts more sorted first before worrying about signing other players, bro. Because they might not even be here with all these signings that they potentially want if we don't get them sorted out with their contracts. But bro, I'm not mad. I'm just relaxed, bro, because I've seen this all before. I've seen the club tell us they're going to do certain things and never do it. I never put my expectations too high on when we're about to sign. And once they put the shirt up, I'm like, okay, cool, we got the player in. But he wasn't the guy that I wanted, so I'm not going to lose my mind, bro. Is what it is, isn't it?
That's crazy, man. I think something that you said there, you've seen the club kind of do, stuff like this before. And so, what I mean, it's almost like not that you expect it, because obviously you hope that doesn't happen, but where you've seen this before, I think that's one of the other things that I look at is that because we've all seen this kind of merry-go-round before with various other players, like we've been in for some top players, around the way. I'm trying to say, like the Caicedos, the Enzos, the Jude Bellinghams, the Lavias, the Chouamainis of this kind of world. Like we've been in for a lot of these players, and they've obviously, for whatever reason, whether it's gone with Real Madrid, more money at Chelsea, whatever it is, we seem to always not be able to get these kind of deals done over the line. But then we'll sign players like your Endos and the Gravenberchers, who've not really been that great since he left Ajax, and these kind of things. And you're like, okay, that's cool. And then we're able to kind of supplement that with Szoboszlais and McAllisters, where you're like, okay, they're still good players, so we're good with that. We're not going to moan, too much at those types of signings. But again, listen, from when you're saying I've seen this before, I always think, well, that's never a good thing. So like, oh, my girl's cheated before, so yeah, fair.
Do you know what it is, though?
I'm not expecting anything better. Like,
it's because we've seen the pattern in the last 4 years. We've gone after a player and not got them, but for some reason, year on year, past the transfer window, it's like everyone's brain cells reset and they forget that happened, and then you react the same way you did every single year, which doesn't make sense. Because I've seen us go after Bellingham, didn't get him. Whether or not a bid went in or whatever, there was the links there. Went after Lavia, we tried to then dive into Caicedo. Lavia said, like, you can't buoy me off and go after this guy and then come back to me. I'm not an idiot. I don't know about the Enzo one. We're too privy. I know it was a year before Chelsea won him. We could have got him for a cheaper deal. We opted not to. It's just what happens, bro. And I'm like, I'm not going to every year, do you expect to just get mad every time we try and go after a player and don't get them? Because we did go after 4 midfielders last season and got 4 of them, right? So I don't understand that we pretend as if every player we go after we don't get. But that's why I don't react angrily when we don't get the player, bro. And especially when him anyway. So
it's not even just about not getting a player. It's just the fact that we waited till August to start doing business. We've given ourselves a limited window.
But they told us.
I don't care, bro.
Just because
they told us don't mean it's right, bro.
I know, Eddie, but then you can't get mad because now you're choosing to get mad.
I can't get mad, bro.
Sorry,
I can't get mad, bro. Just because they told us they're gonna do something, don't make it right, bro. That's still the wrong decision for me. Cool, you told us you're gonna do business in August. I still don't feel like that's the right decision, bro. Are we the only club in the world to get a new manager? No, we're not, bro. Other clubs have got new managers and they're still doing business. West Ham still doing business. Chelsea still doing business. Suddenly, all these rules only exist for Liverpool Football Club. Is what I'm trying to say, bro. All these excuses only exist for Liverpool Football
Club.
Context. Nah, bro. Why is it context, bro? Where's the context for West Ham and Chelsea?
The context is not every manager does the same thing. The context is one manager might go, actually, I think we need signings because I don't rate the players that we have, which is the West Ham guy. Yeah. And the other one could be like, I need to assess my team before I make decisions on signings. Not every person going to think the same. So sometimes there's going to be a difference. That's why context is important. They told you, bro. They said, we're not doing nothing. The manager wants to assess in August. They went after a man in August that everyone said he's good and blah, blah, blah. He said no.
Look, you're making a reasonable argument. I just don't agree. And I don't know why we giving
ourselves a limit.
Yeah. It's football, isn't it? Opinions. People have their own opinions. But I don't understand why we've given ourselves a limited window, like a limited time for us to make the signings, bro. The transfer window starts in, June? June for a reason, bro. Like, we just literally taken away like 2 months and said, yeah, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna go on holiday. Michael was fucking in wherever he was doing, getting a tan, doing all of that bullshit, not making any signings, contracts ain't been signed. So what the fuck has actually been going on? No, honestly, what the fuck has actually been going on, bro? You wait till August, you don't even get your main target, bro. If we wait till August, that means, bro, I don't want to hear no rejections, bro. Wait till August, you bring in those signings, bro. You make sure they come in, bro. You do whatever it takes to bring in that guy in it. Or if you can't, because like we said, rejections can happen, you make sure you have a list of about 4 players where you can fall back on, bro. You can't just say, oh, I'm going to go for this guy. When we don't get him out, that's it then. Business is done, bro. That's bollocks, man.
Can I ask a question?
It's open panel. Yeah.
Is it more around because we didn't get this particular player, or is it because it keeps happening?
No.
So I understand why the fan base gets upset about it. Is it?
It's not Zubimendi. It's not Zubimendi. In my opinion, where people really lost their heads yesterday or last night was because they're saying the number 6 is suddenly in the squad, which is nonsense. It's just nonsense.
who broke that news so I can, for my notes, so I can, I have to keep up. Not getting old.
I think that it was all of them, right?
Paul Joyce.
Am I right? Yeah, it was a number of them that briefed it.
But he's the Liverpool one, so he's the one I'm like, oh, right. If
yeah,
you said that, then cool, fair.
I just don't think it's smart from Liverpool, because what are they trying to do? As I said, they don't have Jurgen Klopp anymore as a mouthpiece to kind of sell us dreams. They don't have that anymore. Like, we're not stupid. Like, we know, as much as we love Trent, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, like, they're not the 6 we're after. We just went after someone because we don't believe we have the 6. And suddenly we have the 6. It just doesn't make sense to me. That's what people are losing their heads over.
Did after that, did they say we're not definitively not going for a 6? Or am I getting that wrong?
Very unlikely.
So it's unlikely, but did they change the wording after that and say that we might still be going for it?
I think I did see something like that, though. I did see something, but I can't remember exactly. Like they changed. What did he say? He said it's not completely, or we can't completely unrule that we will get a 6, but it's unlikely.
Mm-hmm. I think that's the kind of story that's been coming out this morning anyway. Yeah.
Listen, it's just because I've seen it all before, man. I've seen us go after these players, bro, and not get them. Yeah. And I'm just bro, I can't get the blood pressure too high in that, because I've seen it, bro. I've seen this happen plenty of times.
No, I do hear that ends. But you know what? When people told us Edwards and Hughes gonna make a big difference in it, so obviously maybe I fell into that a little bit and said, you know what, these lot are doing. It's not a Schmacker anymore. It's not Klopp. These lot are supposedly good at their job, innit? So maybe I fell into that a little bit. I was like, you know what, we're probably gonna land Zubimendi, and if we don't land Zubimendi, because when they were here before, bro, and we didn't get Werner, bro. 24 hours later, bro, we got Jota, bro. So I was like, cool. If we don't get Zubimendi, then they're obviously gonna have an alternative. But like people are saying, that report that came out yesterday, that's what sent me over the edge, bro. You ain't gonna. No, big man thing, bro. You ain't gonna sign an alternative, bro. Is this a wind up, bro? Now you're taking the piss. And then they're trying to do that stupid PR spin. Gravenberch is there. This person's there. I said, nah, man. That's shit is nah. Yeah, bro.
Where would if we would have signed him, for an example, does that change where you think we would have finished in the league? So, like, would that have changed? Like, would it have jumped massively, maybe one position, if we would have signed this particular player? Because that's what I'm thinking. Because if you sign this player, that means we need him, and if we need him, that means we're gonna elevate and get to a better position than what we finished last season.
Yeah. I think just to even jump in quickly before Els and any speak here, I think you heard my views on this. I think that it didn't matter who Liverpool signed. It was never going to be enough regardless, because we need more than that anyway.
Yeah.
It was just more, I think, more of a start. And for me, it's like you're heading in the right direction at least. At least I can say you're going this way at the bare minimum. So if you sign Zubimendi, Edison, Bruno Guimaraes, even signing Bruno Guimaraes, like, it doesn't solve. It helps, but it doesn't solve. I don't think we're not one signing away from being a title-winning team in my opinion, anyway. So any signing that we would have signed, it was going to never make that difference. It was just going to be like, probably just change the quality and whatever, blah blah blah. But we still need more players to supplement that. We weren't in like an Arsenal kind of position where you were like, this one player will genuinely elevate your team, whether we like Declan Rice or not. It elevated their team to a point where they only now finish 2 points behind a Manchester City, as opposed to completely falling off the track. So it elevated their team in terms of the overall quality. I don't feel like we was in that kind of position. I feel like we're like, nah, man, I still need like 3 or 4 players before I can really confidently say we're in this position. Let's really go. So I think that's how, in my opinion, that's how I looked at Zubimendi. Oh, you got Zubimendi? Great. Let's move on to the next target. Let's get that one done. Great. We move on to the next target. Get that one done. We start the season Ipswich. We've got all the players that we need. Now I can go into the season, and it's like I said to you yesterday, no excuses now. We can't play the we ain't got a DM card. We can't play the we ain't got a left-sided centre back. We can't play the we need a different type of player up front. There's no. Now it's all on slot. I need to see what you're working with, or certain players. I need to see how you're doing, because all we've done in the last 5 years is there seems to be a reason every year as to why we're just not good enough at winning. Always, every year, injuries, players running out of form, certain players declining. It's just every year there's always a reason, but I never ever hear from like, and obviously I can only compare us to Man City because that's who we're rivals with. I don't ever hear that from them. Them man will have injuries and man ain't talking about it, because just get on with it. Just get on with it, bro. And you have to do what you have to do. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And I didn't want that for Liverpool and the fan base. I just didn't want us to have the excuse. I wanted us to at least end the season and say, "No, we actually did our thing, man." Like them two, or if we finish third, them two were just excellent in the season. We can hold our hats up to that, and we can be a bit more proud of what we're doing. Right now, we're like, where there's too much wiggle room, I think that's where the fan base are like, "Yo, man, like I wanted to feel a bit more." A bit more of an oomph, instead of doing spaces at flipping 10 o'clock in the morning, moaning about things that we've been seeing for the last 10 years. And you're just like, bro, like we've been seeing this though, as N said rightfully. So we've been seeing this. So it's a catch-22 in my opinion. But sorry, I just interject.
You know what it is as well, G. You know what it is as well, G. I think it's because someone made this point yesterday. I can't remember who it was, but I think it's because this would have been our first signing, right? If we had made like a couple of signings before this, like a centre back, or even if we got Anthony Gordon, for example, I think this would have been a bit easier to take. It's the fact that we waited up until this point now. And this would have been our first signing. It's fallen through. And then the PR spins come out after that. So I think that's what's making a lot of people like myself a bit frustrated, a bit angry with the club at the moment. Like, bro, we should have been making signings before this. And we fucked up the first one in August, bro. That's not on, man. It's just
big up Michael, big up Michael Rams, big up JJ Love for jumping in, by the way. Big up Michael Ramsey for the super chat, man. Much appreciated. He says, "I told you it was the Caicedo." You know what's crazy? You fully did say that the other day. You actually fully said that this was going to happen. So said, so done, man. But big up for the super chat again, man. Let's hope we don't go through this, all over again. Let's hope the next super chat you send in is saying, "Gee, I told you we're going to sign Jamal Musiala." I keep bringing that name up, but that's, like hopefully we go down, that kind of route, man. But Jerry, man, yeah, I'm trying to manifest. Jerry, man, obviously I know, again, was chopping it up yesterday and stuff like that, but obviously you've had time to sleep on it. You've come back from holiday, so hopefully you're now a bit more relaxed than that, touching the UK heat and that. Chat to us, bro. Chat to us, man. How are you feeling, man?
Yeah, regarding being relaxed, bro, I'm jet lagged. You have to wake. Bro, it's night time right
especially
now.
The time difference. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah, man. So it's like 2 a.m, bro. So I'm mad jet lagged, but it's what it is. It's what it is. And yeah, man. Liverpool just aren't serious, innit? Like they're just not serious in terms of like, look, the team's probably good enough to finish in the top 4, innit? And if that's the aim, then there isn't like a pressing issue to go and get this like revolutionary 6 that's gonna enable Slot to play exactly the way he wants to play, in my opinion. I just worry that, and I said it before, if things go tits up and the style of play is not styling anymore, just like Ten Hag, Slot starts coming out and saying, I haven't got the players to play my style of play, so I've had to adapt. The same thing, like we get onto Ten Hag, but that was his problem as well. They went into the market, he wanted certain players, they didn't get them. He wanted Frankie de Jong, he wanted X player, Y player, they didn't get them. Ended up getting Amrabat and some other players, and then he was getting cooked all season saying, why hasn't he got a style of play? Like, yeah, we played good football in pre-season. That's cool. That's all well and good. What happens if Gravenberch can't operate as a 6 in November? Then he's struggling to do it and he's getting caught on the ball. What happens if Jones can't do it? Clearly, he doesn't trust Endo. So now he hasn't got his player, but then obviously he's got an excuse to say, I haven't got my player, though. There was no one in the market. We tried to get someone and it didn't work. X, Y, Z. This is why it's not, I think El said it, big up to yourself. It's not the player, it's the profile. That's the worry for me, is that he's made it very clear with the players that he's played in this 6 that he wants a certain profile of player, a certain type of player to play in that position. Because we do have a 6, but he just doesn't rate him. It's just clear he doesn't rate him. And what's worse, Slot's kind of made, like, anyone that has a look at Liverpool it's clear to see, oh, Endo hasn't really played in pre-season. And it's not like he's been at the Euros, been in the finals and stuff. He hasn't played.
He didn't even go to
After
the
that
Olympics.
betting
He didn't even
That's my
for
point.
this
He didn't
reason.
go to the
Like,
Olympics, so he's been fresh and fit. Yet he's the one that's just essentially, like he just hasn't really got a sniff in as a six. So he's made it abundantly clear that the manager doesn't really rate the type of six he is. That makes it clear to everyone else that the type of six that we need to go and get, we haven't got any, and obviously we're desperate now. So it's cool, innit? Like Liverpool obviously need to now just go and get an alternative. Like the name isn't really that deep. Like I never at the beginning of the summer I never thought, Zubimendi is a player that Liverpool could really get. Like for me, it was like, nah, man. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking of that player, even though I do rate him. But we need to get that profiler player then, and if we need to get that profiler player, we've got 3 weeks, and I don't know who that can be. So boy.
We're gonna take a look actually at some players. I've got the scorecard thing up. Yeah, just quickly on that. Yeah, you just said something. Why do you think? Why was it in your thought process already that Zubimendi was a player that you already knew, like, or you already thought, yeah, we can't really get my man.
Because we're not really like that club, innit? Like, if I'm being honest, if I'm just being objective in it, Liverpool's not like we never have the best players in it. We've never had the best players, and when we do, they've had to become the best players at this team. It's not like we've gone out and bought the players that are popping like right now. So we've never gone out and got like Arsenal have gone out in the past and got a Sanchez, got an Ozil. Man United, when there were pants, were getting Pogba and Ibrahimovic over the line. Liverpool can't do that. So we're getting a second-rate tier player. Now, Zubimendi, whatever you think of him, because of what happened in the Euros, the fact that he was at the Euros and they won the Euros and how well he's played for Sociedad, he's been linked with Arsenal and Barcelona. He's been elevated into this position of this like touted player now as a six. He's a hot property. Is he the guy though? I don't think. Like, I don't know, but he's touted in it. But Liverpool will never get those players. We'd get the player that, like, I don't know. Like, I'd be more if we got linked with like Pascal Gross before he went to Borussia Dortmund. I'd be like, yeah, Liverpool are gonna get this guy. That makes sense in terms of the profiler player. He's not really hot property, but can he go and can he go and elevate himself at Liverpool? And that's the type of player we look for. So when we're like Zubimendi, for me, I was like, right, that's a statement signing. But when whoever makes statement signs, the last statement signing we made was 7 years ago with Virgil van Dijk.
Nah, I hear it, man.
I think Thiago was a statement sign. And obviously, it didn't work out hindsight. We have hindsight now, but I think that was a bit of a statement.
But that was opportunistic. That was a 20 million.
Yeah, I feel like because of the price and stuff.
Yeah, but it's still Thiago though, isn't it? Still Thiago though.
Yeah, but that's not like a statement. A statement more so for me is like Liverpool are splashing big on a player. Boom, like there we go. Like Thiago was like, oh look, they got Thiago, and it was like a kind of. We got Thiago on top of what we got. Remember, none of our midfielders really left at that point in time. It was like we had a midfield that had won everything, and we're adding Thiago on top of that. That's going to help us break down certain teams. But statement in terms of like, here you go, 60, 70 million on a player, like bang, like, or when we went and moved for Caicedo last season, that's a statement.
Yeah, that would have been a statement.
You're going out and getting the hot property right now, and you're proving to everyone like, yeah, cool, we're about it. Liverpool don't really operate like that, innit?
I hear you, but I still think because Thiago, literally the season before he won the champs, the man of the match performance in the final, in the Champions League final. I still think that was a statement signing. It's kind of like, you know what, Liverpool, we're not going anywhere. We're here to stay, and we're adding this bad boy into the midfield. I know it was only 20 million, but I'm not really looking at the price. I'm more looking at who the player is. Or anyone would have taken Thiago at that time, man. Any Premier League club, City would have taken him. Arsenal would have taken him. I know they weren't good at that time. But I think a lot of clubs would have taken him at that time. I still feel like he was. That's just my opinion. I feel like he was a statement. But I think maybe we're looking at hindsight in it. Like, it didn't work out. If it did, like, if he won a Prem, I feel like we'd be saying, that was a statement.
But reason why I say that though is that 20 million he becomes very attainable for any team.
Like, remember, he only wanted Liverpool, bro. Remember, he came out and said that.
I hear that, but that's what I mean. When the price is attainable for anyone, anyone could want him. But Wolves could have gone and got him. Aston Villa could have gone. Like, that's the price that's attainable. When you're talking 60, 70 millions on players, or when we splashed out on Virgil van Dijk, that's very few clubs can go and afford to spend 70 million on a player. And that's what I mean, is that's a statement type of player. Like, in the market right now, I don't know any sixes that are of the same price when you're looking at the package that Liverpool are going to play especially the package that were proposed to them, you're looking at a £75 million midfielder.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like a lot of clubs can go and pay 75 million for a midfielder. So that's where it's like, oh, okay, cool, you're making a statement. But I hear you in terms of Thiago, but I just don't think Liverpool don't really do that. It will be opportunistic. Like, do you know what I mean? If someone came available, we can get this player. Like McAllister, there was an opportunity to sign him. If McAllister was 90 million, do Liverpool go and sign him? That's the question I've got to ask myself. And I don't think so.
To be fair though, even this Zubimendi, I feel like was kind of opportunistic. I'm sure that's the word Richard Hughes even used in that interview. What was it? The press conference he had with Arne Slot. He said, he mentioned August and he said opportunistic. He said, if there's opportunities in the market, we'll try and bring the players in. And obviously we know that he's got that decent relationship with Zubimendi's agent. So I just feel like he spotted the opportunity there and he tried to make something happen. So I feel like even the Zubimendi thing would have been kind of opportunistic as well.
Probably right.
No, it's true. Listen, look, we'll take it. Obviously, we're going to continue this anyway. Obviously, I've got the comparison of a few players, and again, we can put in players, take out players. Let me know which players you guys want to take a look at as well. Just before we get into that, there's a question here from Red for Life. Els, I'm going to throw this at you. Mm-hmm. Why do we assume we know the mind of the coach, saying he obviously doesn't like Endo because he hasn't started in a couple of preseason games? He hates when we put words in our coach's mouth.
I don't think anyone is saying he definitively doesn't like Endo, but I just don't think it's his type of six. That's all. I think if you look at the preseason games, and as we said, Endo hasn't played many minutes, and it's not like he's gone on any international tournaments. He should really be starting, and the fact that players that aren't really defensive midfielders are replacing those minutes that he should be playing is kind of an indicator. Of course, we don't know for sure, but the fact that we're going for a six and that he hasn't played and kind of tells you it's not his kind of player. But yeah, I don't think he 100% doesn't like him. It's just that he prefers a slightly different style. That's all.
I don't know. Is he deliberately trying to be obtuse here, bro? He obviously doesn't like the player, bro. Like, he started against Real Betis, and he hasn't started since. Like, it's just fucking. Like, it's just right in front of our face. Come on, man. Like, it's right in front of our face. Donny was playing against Las Palmas with fucking the bums and shit, bro. He's not rating Endo's thing, bro. He started against Real Betis. We ain't seen him since, bro. Like, come on, man.
I think, you see, I said this yesterday. I said, sometimes, like, a manager doesn't have to say anything for you to understand. Yeah. Like, your mom doesn't have to say anything. She can just give you a look. And in that one look, exactly what she was trying to tell you. Whether that is you've done something wrong, whether that is don't touch that, whether that is don't speak up, like, that one look will tell you. That's what this, for me, is kind of like. Like, I hear what you're saying, Red for Life, and I'm not saying, it could be the other way, by the way. We could just be reading this all wrong. I hear that. But guess what? See the signs that you're showing me? Actions speak louder than words at the end of the day. If you're showing me that you're not playing this guy, as El said, he's not really getting many minutes. You're playing him I know it might not necessarily matter because he might have wanted to see this team because it might be the team for Ipswich. But it was then funny that the players who played in that behind closed door game against Las Palmas, I don't see any of them actually starting the season, as the first team. So if he's now included in that, hey, I don't know. Like I said, things could change. I'm not. Nothing's definitive. But to me, like Eddie said, like El said, bro, man is telling you that I don't really rate this guy, so to speak. And as Jerry said before, from when you're going for a certain profile of player, that kind of should tell you what you're necessarily looking for in the next kind of player. And if he doesn't fit that profile, that kind of tells me that, he's not really going to feel him anyway. You might like him as a squad player, by the way. Like, I'm not even saying that we might even sell him. We might actually just keep him. Just keep him here, come off the bench, 2-0 up. It's one of them kind of weird games. You think, let me bring Endo on for a bit of stability. I'm good with that. I've actually got no beef with Endo actually being here. It's just more, if it's not going to create space, then, of course, then you're going to need to let some people go.
Yeah, I'm not up for letting Endo go. I think it's good to have that type of six in your team just to see out games, play smaller games, all that type of stuff. But let's just not forget what was it? End of July, didn't Marseille put a bid in for Endo?
Yeah.
Now Liverpool would have just said he's not for sale if they didn't want to go and sell him. Everyone else that's been linked with a move, whether that's Bajcetic, Clark, Carvalho, what's happened with these players? bids have come in and there's negotiations ongoing. Like if someone ups their bid to 80 million for Endo, Liverpool let him go. So clearly the manager's not looking like, rah, yeah, I need him for this season because we're not signing any players. So if we're not bringing any players in, then do you know what I mean? Like he'd be like, right, I need to keep my players because we're not going to get anyone else. And clearly he thinks he's surplus to requirements because he's willing to let him go without any incomings yet.
No, it's true.
Opting to play Gravenberch in the 6. I'm hearing that Trey Nyoni is an option now as well. Maybe he's on new signing.
Bro, you know what's funny? You know how the reports came out that certain players are able to play in the 6 like Gravenberch. I didn't see Endo's name, I didn't see Endo's name, and it was like Gravenberch. I even saw Trey Nyoni. He also there. So Bozlai, Trent. I didn't see Endo's name, bro. I didn't see Endo's name in that still. So I don't know, man. Take from that what you will.
Looking at this, obviously I've just picked 5 players. So if there's a player you want me to take out to check them out, then let me know. I'll swap them in and out. So obviously you got Richard Rios, Palmeiras, you got Edison, obviously Atlanta. You got Bruno, you got Yusuf, Fofana, and you got Joao Gomez is another player. Yeah, I was just looking at some of the stats, like literally some of the stats. Bruno was coming out on top on most of these when I compared them. Open play passes, chances, I don't really care about those kind of things. Passes attempted, passes completed, passing accuracy was better than everyone here. Forward passes, that was with Yusuf Fofana. Don't know why sideway passes in there. Duels contested though, that was Richard Rios. Take-ons completed, ground duels contested. That was a draw between Richard Rios, Bruno, and Joao Gomez. Ground duels 1, success rate. Interceptions was Richard Rios, and who's that? Fofana and Edison. I feel like they all offer different kind of things. Again, if there's any other player you want me to take a look at, I can. But I feel like they all offer. I tried to find the Varela one, but Varela wasn't showing up. For some reason, it didn't come up with last season. For some weird reason, I don't know why. But he was one I actually tried to put up. I'll see if I can try him now. So who do you guys think? Like, who should we actually be trying to pivot to? If you're saying, okay, cool, we need to get, another player. Who's your kind of okay? Let's get this guy then. Yeah, see, look, it's not coming up with any.
Yeah, for me, Kakare maybe, or Richard.
Oh, let's try it. Let's see. How do you spell it? C-A-Q or C-A-C?
C-A-C-Q.
C-A-C-Q.
You know what, G? There's been a lot of talk about Wharton as well.
Or C-A-Q, maybe it's C-A-Q.
Yeah, I'll check Wharton next. I'll put Wharton in for Joao Gomez. Let's see what he says. Wharton might be weird because he spent some of the season with Blackburn Rovers.
Blackburn.
So I don't know if they're going to have. I'll just do Crystal Palace because, to be fair, that's where everyone's actually really talking about. There we go. All right, so now Kakare has been entered. This is per 90. I haven't even done like an overall. I don't really like looking at overalls. I prefer the per 90. I mean, Bruno, again, still coming out on top, to be honest, in most of these. But I guess it depends really on what you're kind of looking for and which stats kind of stand out for you guys. Adam Wharton doesn't really come out in anything, to be fair. And I wouldn't really expect
what I want and what the manager wants is two different things.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm saying. But this is why I said it. Like, for example, okay, prime example. You say Edison. Jerry says Kakare. I say Fofana. Let's say Ennie saying Wharton. Bruno Gomes on by stats wise as an example comes out on top of in front of everybody.
Bruno would probably be the one because I think he's in the same mold as your Zubimendi, that type of midfielder. Not really.
I also think he's a bit more of a tough tackler, like defensively.
Yeah.
He's just aggressive more than anything else.
Oh yeah, aggressive.
He's just aggressive. He just likes to go into a challenge. But yeah, I wouldn't look at Bruno Gomes as a 6. I just look at him as a centre midfielder. That can tackle and he can pass forward and he's creative. And I think that's similar mold to Zubimendi. The rest of these guys, like the Edisons, Fofana, I think they're more of actual number 6s, in my opinion. And this Wharton guy, man, I don't know what, bro. I don't want to say that anyway. Everyone rates him.
No, Richard
Frankie.
Rios, from seeing him a bit more close to speaking to people when I
That's
was in
the
Colombia for age. He's in the mold of like a Guimaraes. He's not
60
That's what I
mil.
was thinking. People keep
yeah,
telling me
he's
in
not
the
like this
60
tough.
mil.
He's not this like tough tackler, like
the
kind of
ends.
Fabinho type of player. Like he can
60
never do that.
60 M's, bro, from my boy Frankie still.
I don't trust. Like they're telling me they don't even know if Frankie's going to be available anytime soon because he's been injured, and I don't know, man. I don't trust. He's saying try Kone. Yeah, let's throw Kone in. I forgot about Kone was Enz's guy. I don't know where that guy's even gone now. Like
Stay the same, bro.
Was he playing in the Olympics?
he was in the Olympics. He was. Manu Kone.
I knew.
I feel like he was injured though. Say that again, sorry.
I'm not sure he's a 6.
That's what I'm thinking again. I feel like he falls in the same mold as
Yeah.
Bruno and them, man, where it's like they're more
Yeah.
central midfielders than anything.
But that's what the manager is looking at, though, isn't he? It's not a
It's
6.
true.
I know we're using
But
this
is
word
he-
like 6, bro. Don't look at
No,
Zubimendi
he
as a
wants,
6.
but the idea of a 6 just being like this destroyer, he doesn't want that. He wants someone that can come deep and control the ball. And he's of the belief that the team can defend as a unit. He's not looking for one man just to be like this destroyer, like a Paino. He's not looking
You
at.
see the problem. You see the problem I have with that, though, Jay, is I still see the frailties with that because it's those, them tackles where there's enough bodies around, but no one comes out with it and they still get out. I still see that in the team currently. And getting a player like Zubimendi, that ain't gonna nullify that.
Yeah.
It's still gonna happen. He's great on the ball. Can he make a tackle? Of course, everyone can make a damn tackle. But it's about being consistent and making sure. No, remember how Fab used to do it, bro. Once he locked on, you would not get down with him. And that's what I thought we wanted, bro. I'm still seeing the little frailties, bro. And I don't think Zubimendi would have been coming in to fix that.
But they're not looking to do that. He's looking.
I know, but I'm witnessing games that those are areas where I know we're gonna get concede from.
Yeah, but that's more so because we're trying to we're not controlling the ball as well. Like in times where Liverpool are in control in terms of we're taking a measured approach, that's not going to happen. We were getting caught out like with Klopp because we were going gung ho, and we're getting caught out on the transition. That's
I'm
not
seeing
going
this
to
so
happen.
far in this pre-season as well, bro. It's not. I'm not talking.
Yeah, because obviously it's going to take time. It's going to take time to go and get those things out of the system, innit, where Elliot's just tenacious, you just supposed to jump in and press. Whereas now it's got to be like, cool. Let you have the ball in front of me there, but you're not going to come in behind us, and we're going to take a more measured approach. Well, that's what I feel anyway. It's not going to be a thing where we're going to be gung ho and all of this. If we can control, like when you looked at the Spain team in the Euros, they didn't have like a destroyer 6 like that. I saw Rodri getting done by the time, but because they're controlling the ball so much, and which makes it look calm. And when he comes off and Zubimendi comes in, it looks exactly the same because they're just keeping their measure, they're controlling the game even when they don't have the ball. Whereas Liverpool never really controlled games. We just look to go and take advantage of the fact that we hope we're gonna misplace a pass and now we're gonna jump. You know what I mean? Type of thing.
So should we not stop saying 6 then and just use?
I was just about to ask. Yeah. Do you think it's more fans that are? It's almost like we're tuned to say, like, we're programmed, to say. When we say 6, everyone immediately jumps to basically Makalele. That's effectively what everybody is looking for. When you say 6, the first thing you're thinking of is, I need a Makalele. I need a guy who's going to be, because he's the original destroyer in this day and age, in this kind of era. Is that what people are saying, but they don't understand that it's not necessarily a 6 that you're looking for. You are looking for someone who is a bit more multifaceted then, shall we say. Like I don't want to say Rodri because he's a one.
No, but what would you call Busquets then? Because Busquets was a 6, but Busquets weren't destroying. Like for me, I always think of a 6 when I've played. A 6 wasn't like.
No. I call him a 6. I'm saying that when people are saying for Liverpool, in the context of Liverpool, when people keep saying 6, in their minds, a 6 is only a destroyer. Like in their minds, like that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Do you think it's more because we're programmed to think that when you say the word 6, you mean you want to destroy her, when the reality is you can have a Busquets, a Rodri, a Zubimendi, and all of these kind of guys who are deep line playmakers, whatever you want to. I don't know what the word would be for these kind of players, but they're still a 6. Just they're not doing the destroying part of the game, so to speak.
So we need what Pirlo used to do back in the day, bro. He used to play in that mode where you just
Effectively. I just need Pirlo to come back in
and just control the game. So then if that's what we need, then only Bruno Guimaraes or Frankie de Jong would probably fit that home.
If that's the case, play Trent then, man. Say we need Pirlo.
But that's what I was asking, bro. Like, what type of someone just to receive on the back foot and pass?
No, but it's the ability, and that's the ability to go and control games, innit? It's the ability to go and control games where it's like
McAllister can control.
No, but he can't. He doesn't dictate the pace of the game. Like the difference between like a Javi and like a Busquets is that they'll go and keep it short, bang. And they're the ones that Javi Alonso, bang. Then they go and release the ball, and they're the ones that start the attack, but they're controlling when Rodri does the same thing. It's like, when do I go and play the forward pass? At Liverpool, like, it's not it's like, do you know what I mean? I know a lot of people talk about, we need midfielders that are just going to like play forward at every opportunity. It's like, nah, it's picking the right times to go and do it, the right time when to go backwards, the right time when to go and pick it off of the centre-back, the right time when to stand and be like, all right, cool, let the centre-back bring the ball up to us. It's that ability. That's the same issue that England had, where England had loads of players that, do you know what I mean, in midfield, but they couldn't go and do it. Kobe Mainoo was supposed to be this guy. He couldn't go and do it when he come up against the best players. When he was up against Spain, you saw how it looked. That's the difference. If you're trying to play this, playing at the back type of system, that's what you need from your players. That you do need that. You need the ability to go and like, all right, cool, I'm getting on the back foot now, but am I touching inside? Am I touching outside? Am I playing it back to the centre back, or am I taking it and trying to flick it around the corner? It's the decision making, and McAllister's not the best at that. McAllister's not the best at that. There's pure players that are going to be better than him at that. Like, I think Pascal Gross was better than him at that. Of course, he's proper. But I rate Pascal Gross because he's someone that can go and do that. Can we go and get a player to go and do that? Now, it doesn't have to be Zubimendi, but it could be whoever. If you've got a player to go and do that, that will enable Slot to play that he wants to play. Because I don't want to be in a situation where we're in January, we've had to change our system because we've got a couple of injuries now and this player's not on form, and we're looking like, why are we not playing how Final did? Why are we playing like Klopp? And there's going to be all of this, and he's going to be coming out, or the manager going to be coming out saying, I can't play my style because I haven't got my players, because that's just going to be a cop out for me, because we've had so much. We've known Klopp is leaving for ages. So Slot, like, again, should have been relaying. I think this was on your show, and you should have been relaying like, I need these types of players. Like, yeah, that's my squad, but I ain't got this type of player. We need to get this player then, and we haven't done so. So now he's not going to play the way he wants to play.
Who do you think would be the big up Jamrock? I just saw this he's talking about, I think when you mentioned about Pirlo, and obviously Pirlo being there, but Pirlo had Vidal and Pogba in his midfield, which then allows for him to be able to dictate play. So you've got a dictator in Pirlo, you've got a guy who can progress play in Paul Pogba, and then you've got your dirty work guy, but who can also play as well. Vidal is actually decent on the ball, but he's the pit bull in the team. Like, he's the one who's going to do the running around for everybody else. Yeah, like, do you think that, obviously, and I'm talking about a real good midfield, so I don't want to try and compare too tough, but when we look at those kind of, that midfield, and again, a bit like why the Barcelona, because of the way that they play, why their midfields work, I hope that's not true. Do you think that that's what we're almost missing, like a mix to make the whole thing work?
Yeah.
Gee, and that's what I think as well, because if you look at them, I'd say Zubimendi is close to a McAllister, but you don't have that pitbull you're talking about, which is Wataru, but you need a better version. So that's what I was saying. Maybe an Edison would be that guy. McAllister can then do the Zubimendi thing, and then you'd have Sobo or whoever else in the team you think that can do the whole carrying the ball, further forward. But it feels like we're trying to get similar style of players in the similar roles, and then it becomes a confusion. Like, who goes? Does McAllister is the one that dictates the tempo? Or does he carry it for? Like, no, you won't know. That's why I feel like we need an actual guy that's going defense first. Then there's no like confusion of whose job role is what. Because Zubimendi can play, bro. He can play ball, but then so can McAllister as well. And then that's what might then leave little gaps. That's what the gaps I'm trying to talk about, where we end up just leaving them, not by choice, but it just happens by design because the players are very good at what they do. couple of men like, I can go and press that and win that. And then all of a sudden, there's no one standing in the sixth or standing in that area to make sure we don't get counter-attacked.
It's strange.
Like that profile.
It's strange. We've gone from all like disruptive eights, so to say, under Klopp, prime Klopp, to not really having any. It's weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's so strange. But yeah, I agree. I think it's less about having a destroyer of a six and just about having a balance in the midfield. I think there were certain games last season where we just looked a bit weak, and sometimes that's where Endo brought a bit of energy, a bit of something different, because he gave us that passion, that energy that we were so used to under Klopp, and it worked well with McAllister, who was obviously a lovely footballer, Szoboszlai, but when it came down to it, when Endo became tired, that's when we started to drop off. And now we don't have Endo in the frame at all. It's like we have a lot of similar kind of eights who are very, very good on the ball, but off the ball, we're going to get caught out.
That is my worry, to be fair. I am worried about Liverpool
rushing some players, bro. When he had all the energy, bro, there was a few times he felt like the midfielders couldn't breathe, bro.
Yeah.
And that's what I want, bro. And I don't look at Zubimendi as that type of player. Yeah. That's why at first I was always adamant, G, and I said it. I don't know about it because I don't feel like that would be balanced enough for me personally.
No.
All right, so with the Spain like theory, I'm not saying that we're doing that, but who did you look at in that Spain team?
Rodri.
Yeah, they're like the destroyer.
It's Rodri. Yeah.
But he's not someone that gets about that can go in and do something like that. For me, it's more of the control. Because there was plenty of times I saw the ball getting popped around him, but as a team, they were just able to go and control it.
But that's the thing, though. But he's still the bite in there, isn't he? He's still the presence and the bite and the aggression, but he can play. And that's what I'm saying. If you had, all right, say you took him out.
I'm saying in the second half against England, Zubimendi came in.
Yeah, but England, that's the wrong game because England
even more.
England midfield was poor, bro, in that game. Let's be honest, bro. They weren't that good. They were offering up too much space and they were sitting too deep to allow the players. But Rodri's that bite, and then they had Ruiz just sitting in, and he's like the carrier and dropping into little half spaces and carrying the ball forward. If you had two similar style of players sitting in there, Zubimendi and I don't know, let's say a Rodri in there, I feel like it wouldn't work because you'll be like, so who goes, who stays, who's going to be the one that bites? There's going to be a confusion which offers off balance.
You don't think.
That's why when Watson came out, they put Zubimendi, or they would have started them both. If Zubimendi was the guy as well, they would have started them both, wouldn't they? But they realized they're both similar in such that we have to play one and not and the other. And
that's my point. If Zubimendi and Rodri are similar, then they must both be those players that offer that bite. Then, because otherwise, as you're saying, then Fabian Ruiz wouldn't have played and Zubimendi would have played. But they've gone and played him for Rodri. He's come on at halftime for Rodri because
he's the best
guy
option.
That can go and do that. And and even I think the manager said Rodri was the best in that position. Zubimendi's the second best in that position. That's why we don't play that. So they're looking at him like as he's not Rodri, but he's the one as close to Rodri as they can get in that team. So he must have that bite in him.
I don't want that close though, Jay. I want actual someone that's gonna do it. I don't want close to Rodri. I want someone that can go and do that Rodri job.
But who?
That's why I mentioned Henderson, bro. I think he's the guy to go and do that.
You think Henderson's better than Zubimendi in that role, in that Rodri?
Yeah, I think he would be. Based on balance.
In that Rodri or no.
Based on balance, bro. But that's fine. You can disagree. But I need balance in the team, bro. I don't need guys that can do the same things in the same positions.
I feel like that's why Bruno, for me, is literally the best of both of those things.
Or him. You can go on him.
Yeah, I feel like because what you're both saying, I fully get it. Because obviously we have to pertain this to what Liverpool are trying to do and what Slot's trying to do. So yes, you've got the player, but what does Slot want to do with said player? And I feel like a mix between an Edison and Zubimendi for me is a Bruno because he can literally do both sides of the game, and he offers you what you obviously you're asking for, which is the bite, the aggression, whatever you want to call it. He offers you that in the midfield, but he can actually play. Like Bruno can fully play. He can fully play ball. So it's not like he's a player where I'm like, but is he like a Palhinha where he's not that great on the ball? No, he's a fully really, really good player on the ball and off it as well. So I feel like if he was gonna go out and sign someone, you probably should have just gone for someone like him. I know he's not a 6, quote unquote 6, but he's someone who can fill in that kind of position. And if you're going to be doing what he was doing during pre-season, which is having the 3 midfielders rotate anyway, I can't see why that like it's going to be too much of a major deal, so to speak, having someone like Bruno in there who's going to sit in. But I say sit in, but we call Rodri a DM, but if you check his heat map, the brother is everywhere. Do you know what I mean? He's not even necessarily a DM, in terms of definition. He's more of just a midfielder, so to speak. So I feel like he can do a similar role, not to the levels, of course, but just a similar role. So yeah, man, it's mad though. It's mad because we're all saying different. Listen to all the players just before you go, Annie. Yeah. Listen to all the players that we're all talking about. I feel like they're all kind of different. Like we've not all said it, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 us here on the panel, and we've not all said the exact same type of player. Does that not tell us something? We're saying Edison, Zubimendi, Bruno, Richard Rios, Fofana. We're saying all of these. None of them are all exact same type of player. So, do we even know what the manager even wants? Is really the question.
Can only go off of what he's tried to go for in it, and then base the next options available around that. Because I don't think he'll defer from that. If that's the type and profile he wants, as a Zubimendi type, then I think we have to kind of look at who's in the style and mold of him. That's who the manager wants.
No, I agree, man. I agree.
You know what I was gonna say as well when you guys were talking about the buy in midfield. Like you know who I actually think is gonna buy it in midfield, but the thing is he's trash on the ball. It's a Buzler. Like Buzler, I feel like he's got a little bit about him defensively, innit? Defensively, I feel like he can get about, he can win tackles and stuff. He's got a little bit of aggression and pace and power, but it's just on the ball he's trashing it. So that's the problem there. So I think he's probably.
Listen, man, we'll move on anyway. I want to take a look just before we kind of head out. Regardless, I know there's going to be some more news throughout the day, so of course, stay tuned. We see the Bruno stuff here. We've heard about this Diaz thing. I don't know if it's legit or not. I've just seen a few places obviously post it out. Apparently, Barca are ready to propose a Frankie de Jong plus cash offer for Liverpool winger Luis Diaz. I mean, I know Enzo will be somewhat happy, I guess, because De Jong is your guy.
Not with selling Diaz though, bro. I know everyone. I'm not saying you guys on here. Maybe there is someone I don't.
Bro, I want to sell Diaz in a heartbeat.
Bro, I love Diaz, bro. I don't want to sell him, man. I want to give him the opportunity to shine this year, bro. And if he doesn't, then yeah. But I want Frankie de Jong, but not swapping him for Diaz. It's 60 mil, bro. We've got the money. Go and buy him, innit? That's the mold as a Zubimendi, so go and get him.
Listen, fairs. What do you guys? And I'll go around. I guess I'll go around. I'll start with you. What do you guys think of this? Like, in terms of Bajcetic in general. Obviously, now we're not signing, and it looks like we're just keeping what we have. What do you now do with Bajcetic, or is it still he needs to just go out alone?
I personally don't understand it because we know he has injury problems. Do we really want to send him on loan to play every week so he can get injured again? Or do we want to ease him back into a position where we can mold him into the player that we want him to be? I just don't see the benefit for him physically because he's very injury prone. So he clearly needs
he actually is
to be gradually brought in. So I don't see the point of loaning him personally.
I hear it. What about you, Annie, man?
Well, as
it's a tricky one with Bajcetic.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. What are you saying? As things currently stand, like if we don't sign a deal.
Yeah, if we just go, let's just say we just go based off of everything we've seen in the last 24 hours. We ain't signing nobody. This guy obviously he's been injured for quite some time. Yeah,
it is a tricky one because I actually expected him to get more minutes in pre-season, so I'm not sure how highly Slot rates him. I don't know. It's hard to say him because he wasn't starting games. I don't think there was one game he started in pre-season, and he was coming on in like 60th, 70th minutes and stuff. So he wasn't really getting minutes like that. So I don't know if that's them easing him back because of the injury, or if it's just the fact that Slot doesn't really rate him. So if he does stay, is he really going to play anyway? Is the thing I'm thinking. I probably just keep him just in case. I don't know, man. It is a tricky one because you got Tyler Morton as well. Maybe Tyler Morton is just slightly ahead of him at the moment in terms of physical fitness and stuff. And I think he was even getting a bit more minutes. Yeah, he was seeing more minutes than Bajcetic himself. But let's talk about him going out as well. But you know what? Fuck it. I'd loan him. I'd keep Tyler Morton. I'd loan Bajcetic. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
What about you, Jerry, man? What are you thinking
I'd sell the guy, man. I'd sell him. I don't really rate him like that. Like the idea that I know he's young and like he came in when we were bare boned and we had no one in midfield, but like he hasn't, like, for whatever reason, whether it's injuries or not, he hasn't been able to go and like cut through with everyone being fit. He's been fit for like what, from the back end of last season and had a whole pre-season and still didn't convince the manager. I just don't see. We're better off selling him. He needs to make, like, I hear what Elves are saying in terms of like, his injuries, we need to like monitor him. Like, it's a sport where you have to go and play games, and like he has to go and start to play, otherwise he'll never become that player. The best players we talk about in that position at his age bracket are players that are playing games consistently. Camavinga at 16 playing games, Zubimendi playing games. We need to go and get Lavia. Why did we want Lavia for 60 million? Because he played games. He needs to play games, because otherwise he's 19 now. He'll be 20 next season or this season. He'll be 21 in a couple seasons, and then all of a sudden it starts to look a bit scary. Where how many games have you actually played at top level? He needs to, like, for me, Morton's just on the proof I've seen, he's better than Bajcetic. Bajcetic came in when we had no one, but Morton's gone and played like consistently, like men's football consistently in the Championship. He hasn't played under 21 football. He hasn't done all of that. Bajcetic had like 20 appearances for Liverpool. Apart from that, he hasn't done anything. And there's no base. I don't see why there's this hype around him being this Don Dada of a player. I just don't see it. I think if Liverpool can raise funds for him, I think if someone comes in with like 15 million for him, you'd be silly not to sell him, because he hasn't offered and he hasn't done anything on that stage. And if Slot is saying, "Oh, you can go out on loan anyway," I don't think he's rating him in that position either. Then, because depending on obviously his stock, I wouldn't want him to go out on loan, prove to everyone actually he's not really that guy. He's decent, but he's okay. Then you're selling him for like 5 million and stuff like you did with Grich and stuff.
Yeesh, that's a Grich. That's a throwback.
I agree. I forgot. Yeah, well, this is it, man. No, we're doing throwbacks now.
That's not to say, by the way, he's not talented. He's not talented or anything like that. I just think that this whole idea of like stockpiling like youngsters with hope that they can become this guy is like, nah, man. If they're the guy they play, if they don't play, make some money off them, innit? Make some money off them, because I don't know how many players are going to break in at Liverpool, especially in midfield where we've got 9 players or 8 players excluding him in that role. I just don't know, and we're looking to go and get another 6. Well, we were looking to get another 6. I just don't know how he breaks into that team. He's not better than any of the other guys.
Better questions.
What about you, Ems, man? What's your kind of thoughts on Bajcetic, man?
If he's not going to play, loan him out, man. There's no point of keeping him sitting there, bro. Just give him some game time somewhere. I respect him a bit more than what Jay said, but I think he's a good player.
I'm trying to throw him to the wolves, boy. Okay.
Yeah, but I get it, man. Standards are high in it, man. We want to win the Premier League and stuff like that, Champions League, so I get it. But yeah, I think a loan will do him justice. And that injury that kept him out, I feel like he would have had a lot more games on the clock. Would maybe have been good for him, maybe it'd been bad for him. We won't know now. But that injury that kept him out for pretty much the whole season, and then he came back last year and played 15 minutes in a game or something like that, and he played at right back. Yeah, that was it. So yeah, loan him out to someone in the Championship or something, man, or in the Prem. Someone will want him.
He really took the Thiago blueprint last season, isn't it? Man said 15 minutes, injured for the whole season, and just came back for 15 minutes.
I lie.
Spending too much time with Uncle Thiago still. Get him out of it, man. Fuck it.
I loan him out.
What about Ben Doak, man? Obviously, we ain't got no right wingers in the team. He is literally the only other out-and-out right winger that we have at the football club. He's also been injured for a year, just like Bajcetic. What do we do with this guy? You know what's funny, by the way, just for any of you answer? I think Andrew was talking about this yesterday, yeah? We talked about Klopp being sentimental with players and getting rid of players. Now we're looking like we're getting rid of players, and people don't want to get rid of these kind of guys. So I'm just like, why? we need to pick a. We need to. You can't be ugly and broke. Like you actually have to just pick a struggle.
That's a big struggle.
Like pick a struggle that you want to be. Like if you're gonna be ugly, calm. Guess what? God made you the way He made you. That's calm. You're gonna need to make some money. Like you know what I mean? If you're gonna be rich, that like there needs to be something that you're picking, bro. You can't just be in both things, and that's what we're doing now. We're saying I don't want to let this guy go, I don't let that guy go, I don't want to sell this guy, I don't want to sell that guy. But we were talking about Klopp being sentimental, which he was, I think. But now we're kind of Klopp's. Do you know what I mean? He's been that effect has rubbed off on us, man. What do you think about Bendo?
With him, I think a loan just to see, and if he does well on loan, it means his price tag goes up. It means we can sell him for more. Well, you win-win. You get to see if he can improve, and then you will see you can make some money from him. Because at the moment, I don't think there is enough for people to go, we're going to bid this for him and take it. It will be something cheap. And I feel like you can get a bit more than that. I've seen Man City sell. I was doing the show yesterday, Energy, and my boy O is a Man City fan, telling us about one of their players that's never kicked a first team football game, got sold for $5 million. So I wouldn't expect nothing less than that. But I feel like send him out to see what he can do. If he improves, he gets better, and he might prove some people wrong. Maybe shit. At least he's gone out there in the world's eyes to see, and then we can sell him for a bit more than what we were getting for now.
What about you, Annie?
Yeah, I think I'd loan him as well because I think there is something about Dope, man. He's got something that you can't really teach, man. The ability to just ghost past players as if they're not even there sometimes is. I think his one-on-one dribbling skills are very good. It's obviously just the end product, which is lacking at the moment. So if he can go and get a full season under his belt somewhere, maybe in the Championship or even a League One, wherever it is, just get a full season men's football and start to work on the end product, then I feel like, but there could potentially be a spot for him at Liverpool. Maybe not as a starter straight away, but like I said, the ability to be his player. If he just starts adding the end product, then I think we got a decent player on our hands there. So send him out on loan, get some experience. See what you can do, man.
What about you, Els?
I'm not going to try and be too harsh, but he's not my kind of player.
Be harsh, man. Speak your chest, man.
He upsets my spirit a bit because he's
spirit, you know.
Hold on.
Someone's upset your spirit.
Let's say he upsets my spirit.
Reset. When you say
I've never been a fan. I can't. He's got wonderful pace, and he can get by players, but I can't remember one time where he's made the right decision. And for me, it's a bit of a red flag with a young player. I feel like the best young players, you look at Trent when he was that age, and you look at someone like Elliot when he was 16 against MK Don, he was making the right decisions, man. Just saying. I think there's levels.
But he's a different style, though, isn't he? Wouldn't you know?
No, it's basics. It's basics, and it's basics.
He ain't cutting it back, and that the cutback is dead.
It's just.
So that's what we're saying.
See what he can do. Maybe you prove me wrong. I'd love for him to prove me wrong, but
what I'm saying, we send him out alone. He can improve the cutbacks and the squares and the crosses across the face.
Massively, but send him away somewhere.
Upsets your spirit.
You just like from when your spirit is already disturbed, just go somewhere else, bro. Like I'm not trying to have that energy around.
I don't want that energy at all.
Hey, I'm gonna use that. He upsets my spirit. That's crazy. Hey, Jerry, man, what do you think about? But just before you answer, just let you guys know we have no right winger in the team. Just like no out and out right winger. So maybe that might change your mind. I don't know.
No.
Shot him, man. Shot him. I think all these players, you can just sell them and just get slap on like a buyback clause or like a first refusal where if they go and achieve what people think they will be, you can get them at a cut price where it's still under market value or at market value, whereas everyone else will be paying, I don't know. Let's say Bajcetic was to sell him, but he was to go on to become some mad midfielder and he's tired of being 50 million, you can get him for like 35. And I think that's the type of business Liverpool needs to start doing. I just don't think that this idea of him going on like loan and then, do you know what I mean? It not really work. Like, I don't know, the loan system for Liverpool, is it really working like that?
Yeah.
Does it really work? Are we sending people on loan and they're coming back and they're getting straight into their first team? Elliot's the only one I can kind of look at and be like, all right, well, his loan kind of worked. Apart from that, it's not really working. it's not working. So
is it the type of loans though, Jay? The type of loans or teams that we're sending them to, why they're coming back and not ready?
Well, not. I don't know, because I saw Harry. I think I don't think it's necessarily the loans, because I saw Harry Kane go to mad teams on loan and come into the Spurs team and tear it up. I think the problem Liverpool have got is that we've got obviously good players in these positions. We're not a team that's struggling. If Liverpool were finishing 8th consecutively, I mean, and a Doak might get a chance to come through. Trent maybe gets a chance to come through when we're coming through. A Trent in the academy now isn't getting ahead of Trent in the team right now, because we're at a certain level. Saka only comes through at Arsenal because Arsenal are doing pants. Mainu only comes through at Man United because Man United are doing pants. When you've got players in these positions, and when you're doing okay or when you're doing well, you ain't coming through as a youngster at Liverpool. You need to go out and play games. Go. Like Carvalho, for him, he's done the right thing. If he's not going to go and play games, just go and play first team football. Morton needs to go. These players need to go and play first team football and come back when you're ready. Because if you're good enough, you'll come back. Pogba done the same thing. Pogba couldn't get in that team under Ferguson. United was still winning everything under the sun, even when Pogba left. But Pogba was able to go and then obviously do what he done at Juventus, and they buy him back. And you prove to everyone, I'm that guy. But so many of those other players, your Ravel Morrisons, your Nick Powells and all of that were in the academy, where are they now? They ain't playing football anymore.
Nick Powell,
You don't like that? I haven't heard Nick Powell.
But that's my point. And Nick Powell's supposed to be this next Don Dada from Crewe Alexandra. He's the Carvalho equivalent. But he stayed in that United for too long, and this is what happened. You just have to go out and you have to play football. Jaden Philogene at flipping what's it called? Was at Aston Villa. What happened? He's at Aston Villa. He's at 9 getting football. He goes and plays first team football at Hull City for a season. What do Aston Villa do next season? They buy him back for 16 million because certain clubs are interested. We spoke about this because certain clubs were interested.
Yeah, okay.
That's my point, but that's why you go and do that. You do that. Why? Because you have to just go and play games. This idea that this loan is gonna work. No, you need to just go and establish yourself. Like in your head, you know the idea of when you're connected to a club still. I feel like it gives players some like, oh well, if it don't work out, I'm just gonna go back to Liverpool. I'm just gonna go back to like my comfort zone. It's like no. Get out your comfort zone. If you're that guy, show me you're that guy. Then is Dope this guy? Like, is he that guy?
We won't know until he goes and spread his wings.
That's my point. Let him go and spread his wings. If Liverpool are business savvy, you put in clauses that enable you to get him back.
But buyback clauses never work though, man. I'd rather just put in a selling clause, man.
It worked, but it worked. But the buyback clause worked because it worked with.
No, I shouldn't say never, but rarely, innit? How often do we see clubs activate a buyback clause though? Like,
but because the players that's my point. Because the players haven't done well like that.
No, but you know what it is? I actually feel like if you're a player and the club lets you go and they put in a buyback clause, don't you think there's a slight resentment to that? The club you originally, like, if you have a good season, there's going to be other clubs that are in for you as well as the club that you originally came from, right? I feel like there's a little bit of resentment for the club that sold you in the first place because they didn't really believe in you. They let you go. I feel like that's why it don't really work a lot of the time.
Yeah, but as a player though, if they're loaning you out, right? If you're Bajcetic, right, as an example, and you got a chance under the prior manager, and the next manager's come in and said, "Yeah, go out on loan. We don't even want you." How are you feeling then? You're feeling discarded again because you're feeling like, "Oh, I was playing here, I got injured, and now this manager's not really rating my thing." Cool. Like you're gonna have that resentment again. At the end of the day, that's football. You need to just go and prove that you're about it. Whether he wants to come to Liverpool after that is a different story. Like, cool, but we're sending him out on loan anyway. But if you're that guy and if you feel like, I want to look at Pogba. Pogba came back. I'm not saying there was a buyback clause, but he came back because he thought, no, I'm going to go away and I'm going to prove to you, man, that I'm good enough to be at United. That was his mentality about it. If he wants to play for Liverpool, that's what he's going to have to do. How are you going to get in ahead of Salah? And then what? If Salah leaves, Doak's the second in command? Would people be comfortable with that? If Salah left today? For Doak to get what the number
I think with especially with the whole buyback thing, you're right. It never I mean, I can't think of any off the top of my head. Maybe someone can, but I also think with selling them as opposed to loaning them, there's no time. Well, sometimes you could put a time limit on it, but there's no like you need to be good this one season. Like you have to have like the season of your life and then come back. At least with you being bought by the other club. This might take 2 or 3 years. You might obviously, if the buyback is obviously still valid, but this actually gives you more time and then allows you to be a bit more integrated into, let's say, a Southampton as an example. Go there, live your life. For the next 2 years, you're not affiliated with Liverpool. Liverpool are not necessarily checking up on you as they would if you were on loan, where the loan manager might be calling you every 2 seconds. No. I'm over here. I'm trying to, fulfill my football career. Then you can just take it from there. But there's no pressure to come back to Liverpool. Like, if he goes out on loan, for example, there's pressure for him to come back and be, as you say, the guy to replace Salah. This way, I just think, well, you can go in, you can spend 2 or 3 years, real development at, say, a Southampton, Leicester City, or whatever these other teams are. And then if Liverpool, as Jerry said, feel that, we need a right winger now. We got the buyback clause. Let's just, you know what I mean? Let's just get it popping. I feel like I prefer that, so to speak. But I
was thinking of Solanke whilst you're saying that, innit? Because imagine if we loan Solanke out, he might not be the player he is today.
Exactly.
Maybe it's the fact that we sold him, gave him the opportunity to obviously prove himself at Bournemouth. He's now at Tottenham, innit? He's now gone to Tottenham, proved himself. So yeah, man. Yeah, good work. Work both ways.
Facts. But the last bit of news, obviously, before we head on out of here, big up Carl, man. We're literally gonna head out in 2 seconds, man. We're literally gonna head out. Love for the super chat though, my bro. Mamadashvili, bro.
Man's giggling, man.
Mamadashvili. Hey, listen, it took me a minute to learn this name. So if he doesn't come to Liverpool, there's going to be some serious problems as to why I'm wasting time. But what we saying about Mamadashvili, man, this whole goalkeeper situation, I'm not saying that we're going to definitely sign him. I'm not saying that we should definitely sign him, because obviously we still got Keller here. We got Yaros, whether you rate him or don't rate him. But do you think it's a good look moving forward for Liverpool to be getting in a quality goalkeeper like this? People say for the future, but I also think, why can't he potentially, maybe not this season, but next season, why can't, if Ali decides to stay, he could battle Ali? Like, calm. I don't mind that. What do you guys think?
I think there's no harm in it. I think there's no harm in it, getting in somebody that you think can replace Alisson or whatever, getting him in early, identifying a target. I'm just thinking, why couldn't we do this for other positions? But yeah, that's me. I don't know why we're just doing this for a goalkeeper, but cool. At least we're
work back. You got to realize Liverpool work backwards. We need a centre back, we'll go out and sign a striker. You need a midfielder, we'll go out and sign a defender. Like, we don't work in we don't work in logics. We work in, listen, we see this deal. He's 30 million. They're in financial crisis. This is what I would call an opportunistic signing. This is literally the definition of that. A goalkeeper who, let's be real, I feel like is probably worth about 60 M's, is available for like 30. Bro, you just take that. And as he says, and the thing is, he sounds like he doesn't mind coming. From what Fabrizio, when I was watching his thing, he said he don't mind coming, but just being loaned out for a season and then reassess next season. But we could do, I think Ennie or someone mentioned it on another show, we could do what Chelsea did with Courtois. Atletico Madrid, 2 years. Now you're coming in when Czech's now literally on his last legs. Bang, we're getting in the next best goalkeeper at that moment in time, and you don't even miss a beat, because that goalkeeper's already quality and he's just coming in to just kind of replace, the one that we've got. But I think it's interesting though. I think it's interesting, and I think with all of this kind of news, someone else said it in the chat, and we're gonna go through the questions, guys. By the way, so if you got any, just put them in now. I've starred all of them. I feel like with all of this stuff, it doesn't matter who Liverpool sign now. No, like, people are going to just say it's underwhelming anyway, regardless. If we sign Edison, if we sign Bruno, maybe not Bruno, but even Bruno, you might be like, if we sign whoever, people are just going to be like, yeah, whatever. This is a sloppy seconds, I saw someone say in the chat. So it is what it is. Like I said, I keep telling you guys, you have to sign Jamal Musiala. That's when you say, I don't care that we didn't sign Zubimendi.
It's not gonna happen.
Hey, look, if I can't manifest, then why?
What will happen, bro?
God, open up your Football Manager app on your laptop, bro.
But you know what's even mad about that? Yeah, on Football Manager, I can't even sign the brother. Like, it's too expensive. Like the type of money that you need to get him is like, I have to spend my whole budget.
200 million or some dumbness what they want for him.
Yeah, man, it's annoying. We'll go through the questions. Honestly, asking here, I will throw this to Ennie.
Yep.
He said, what's your opinion on Fabio Carvalho saying, as a player, you want to go somewhere where you are wanted and you feel good and you appreciate it? That's why I'm here. Bro, you ain't all that. That is very harsh.
No, I mean, to be fair, he's speaking the truth. Of course, it's in any walk of life, if I get a job, I want to feel appreciated at my job in it. So he's not saying anything that's too crazy, in my opinion. Obviously, it's a little bit of a backhanded. It's a little bit of a dig to maybe more to Klopp. I don't feel like he's talking to Slot there. I feel like it's maybe towards Klopp.
He's saying them lot got long-standing beef, like
long-standing beef, bro. If he sees man on the road, it's long, bro. On site, put trucks straight away, bro. But
you got to walk on the other side of the road.
Walk on the other side still. Because I feel like Slot gave him the opportunity to put himself in the shop window, and now he's at Brentford at a place where he feels not happy in it. So that's a benefit. That's a benefit. Klopp, on the other hand, was bringing him on in like the 92nd minute against fucking Real Madrid and that. So he clearly wasn't very appreciated when Klopp was here.
I definitely thought that was disrespectful.
No, that's super disrespectful, bro. That's super. Like, let's be honest, bro. Klopp didn't treat him that well. And Klopp had his favourites. He was favouring Elliott's and the Curtis Jones of this world instead of Carvalho. But no. I'm not too mad at the comment. Like I said, I feel like it's more a Klopp than it is a Slot. And as Liverpool as a whole, I just feel like there was a little bit of tension there. I don't know how you guys feel, bro. I feel like there was too much. There's no smoke without fire in it. Like there was too much little murmurs and rumors about having misunderstandings and attitude problems and this, that, and the other. So I feel like they didn't really get on still. But that's just my opinion. I'm not too mad at the comments. I'm not too mad at the comments, to be honest. It's not that deep.
No. I hear it. Question: if we keep selling our youth players, what's the point of having a new training ground for the youth? And Arne Slot is known to be developing youngsters like Weaver, Gertruda, Hartman. Jerry, I'm going to throw that at you, seeing that you're so thrilled about our young players.
Because that enables us to improve the squad. You're supposed to have good players, and in times where your team's down in the dumps, you can then, obviously in the Premier League anyway, for Premier League teams, you can then use your academy to go and supplement that. You look at Chelsea, when they had that ban, they were able to go and just bring back Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, Reece James, all these players. And all of a sudden, do you know what I mean? Like, they were able to do all right because they were the best young talents, but majority of them were getting sold anyway. Do you know what I mean? Liverpool aren't finaled where you got time to wait for Gertruda and Weifer and Hartman to come through. That's the equivalent of saying, you know what? Bradley's one. We're just gonna play him. We're gonna play obviously Konza. We're gonna play Doak, and we're gonna play what's the striker's name, man? I even forgot him. Dans. Jayden Dans. That's it. And we're gonna play them, and we're gonna play them and sell the rest. Or as a six, don't worry, we're just gonna play Morton. Let's just use Morton instead. Yeah, in a kind of like FIFA manager, I'm trying to develop these players, and it's kind of like holistic approach. It's great, but that doesn't work, innit? That doesn't work because there's players that are 10 times better than those players in the academy, innit? Of course, and if Liverpool can go and get those players, why not? If you can't get those players because you ain't got money or your team's down in the dumps or players don't want to come to your team, then of course you've got to use your academy, and that's where you want your academy to be the best. But your academy should be, for me anyway, it's got to be a money-making machine because 9 out of 10 players aren't ever playing for the first team. Like, it just is what it is. The amount of, think about it, right? You've got the age groups from under 7s all the way to under 21s or under 23s. Yeah, and it's 22 man in each minimum. There's 22 man in each team. 22 man in each age group minimum. Like plus players are on trial and like 30, you're talking about 30, sometimes 40 players in an age group. At Crystal Palace, there's about 45 in the under 7s. Do you think they're gonna ever play for the first team? Do you think the 22 man that are in the under 23s? Do you think any of them are gonna become a first team regular like that? You're lucky if you get one.
No, that's true. I think. Yeah, and you need to do. By the way, Ends, I forgot, man. You need to do that show about the academy and stuff like that. I remember you speak of this in months ago.
Yeah, he does.
You need to do that, bro. I think that'll be a really, really good discussion. Question for Els. We are selling players and we still haven't got anyone in. Do you trust the regime to be able to get a replacement? Basically, do you trust Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards is effectively what he's asking.
From what I've seen at the moment, no. But I will give them till the end of the window. But I don't like how we're currently currently it looks like we're going to make a profit off Carvalho, which is annoying, but let's see. Got a lot to get in, I can't lie. As you said, G, it's not just a midfielder, it's a centre back, it's a forward for me. Like, I think this focus has been on a 6, fair enough, but I'm worried about the centre back situation because you've got a young Kwanzaa, you've got a Kanate who is never really fit, especially in key times. You've got a Joe Gomez who Klopp didn't even want to play at centre back last year, and then you've got Virgil van Dijk who is another year older. For me, it's hugely worrying. If Diaz can be the Diaz that we saw against Sevilla, great. If Nunes can be clinical and brilliant, I'm being positive.
Let him speak, man.
That's what I said. That's what I was like.
Let's speak about Nunes. Speak on
If Nunes can be clinical and brilliant, then great.
Wait, can I ask you a quick question?
Let Elle speak, man.
One question. So what you said, Doak upsets your spirit.
Yeah.
These
guys know.
Does Nunes disturb your spirit?
He massively upsets my spirit.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
But he's not going anywhere. We spent how much million on him? He's not going anywhere. But yeah.
What's going on with the ban? What's going on with the ban? Is he getting banned?
I actually don't know.
No bans, bro. PR team was good.
But if Diaz goes, and Gordon comes in, I wouldn't complain. So, a lot to do. Do I trust the regime? No. In short.
No, fair.
I'm sure Els, one of your tweets was, "Oh yeah, I'm happy Edwards and that was back, bro."
Listen, I was actually a bit critical of Edwards, because I've said that Edwards was good under Klopp, and he hasn't been seen to be good without Klopp because he was there before Klopp. Remember, he wasn't in that leadership role, but under Brendan Rodgers, it was a mess. It was horrible. So
it's true.
So let's see. Do I trust him? I don't even really know who's pulling the strings. Is it Edwards? Is it Hughes? People keep saying different things.
It would be Hughes.
Yeah, but
Edwards hiding.
It's not a good start for Hughes. He has 18, 19 days to sort it out because it's not a good start at all.
I keep telling you, the only way you're sorting it out is if you pull out a Jamal Musiala out of the bag, and the man's gonna start looking at you like, "Okay, what Musiala? Is that what you're doing?"
No space in the team for him.
No space in the team. You see that front line?
Yeah,
Barcelona, you can dash them in the bin,
bro.
Yeah, better be. Yeah. Musiala later. A couple more questions and then we will head on out of here. I'm going to say that one till last. Ends. I'm only going to ask you the first part of this question. Should we sign Alphonso Davies? Would you sign Alphonso Davies?
Yeah. He's available. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I thought you.
I think his stocks have dropped over the last couple of years, though. Through injury, obviously, one he was out for a while, and then the other one, I just feel like I don't know if it's him in the club or he just doesn't want to be. He doesn't even look happy playing.
Yeah, it's true.
He doesn't look happy playing, man. The season, we say 3 seasons ago, that season was really, really good. But I'll take him. Still young, still got time. Good on the ball, really quick, can defend. Can he improve course? But I don't know. But I'll take him.
Yeah, I'm with you in that agreement. Andy, this is for you, man. No signings. Do you think Liverpool have a good season?
I think we'll play good football. Like I said,
I feel like you're not answering the question. Do you think Liverpool will have a good season? Yes or no?
Alright, cool. I think we'll have an all right season. Like I said, for me, I've said it on a few other streams. There's no guarantee now that we haven't made any signings at this moment, but there's no guarantee that we finish in the top 4. That's just the way I see it. We've stagnated. We haven't brought in anyone, and the teams around us are improving. Whether people want to accept that or not, that's their own, innit? Chelsea are an iffy team, bro. They could finish 8th or they could finish 4th or 3rd on the buzzing one. Tottenham are improving. Second season under what's the gaffer's name again?
And
who else? United. They're moving a bit more serious. They've just brought in Delit, Mazraoui, Xerxes, and another player I can't remember. But the point is, the teams around us are improving, and we've stagnated. So there's no guarantee, in my opinion, that we finish top 4. I think we have an all right season. I think we will be battling for top 4. I can't see us battling for the league, in my personal opinion. I think we'll be in and around. I think we'll finish. The lowest we'll finish, I think, is 5th. That's the lowest I can see us finishing. But I think we'll finish in between like 3rd and 5th. So is that a good season? Yeah, it's an all right season in Slot's first season, I suppose. It just depends on how we win the cups. Maybe we'll pick up like a Carabao or an FA. I can't see us winning the Champions League. I think our best bet is probably Carabao, FA Cup, and we'll finish like between 3rd and 5th, which is an okay season.
Damn. And he's not rating Liverpool at.
No, it's never like I'm not rating, innit? I'm just trying to be realistic, bro. Bro, we had. Yeah. Let me not even go on one, innit?
I'm just looking at the poll here. Where did the club go from here? 66%. There's 93 votes, so big up you guys for voting. 96% of you said we should pivot to someone else. 19% said stick with what we've got, which is quite interesting. I'd love to see how many people voted for that. And 13% of you said wait till January. I mean, January might just still be the exact same as what we've got at this current moment. So who knows, man? Who knows? But guys, we're going to head on out of here. Big up everybody, man, who joined us this morning / afternoon. I might be back later. You never know if anything interesting pops up or whatever. If Enz has got something later, then maybe he might be back as well. Make sure you head on over to Football with Enz. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. There's some new guys in the chat. There's some new subscribers. So please big up yourselves first and foremost, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We are 4 subscribers away from 1,500. That is the target. So if you haven't subscribed, please just hit that subscribe button, man. We are trying to reach out for that. Big up Els, big up Eni, big up Jerry, big up Enz again.
Yep.
Enz, before I do go, do you have anything popping?
I might take the day off, man. With this, you know what I mean? I want to recalibrate, relax, bro, and just pay attention to what everyone else is saying. Sometimes I just like to listen, man. See how crazy one's acting.
No. I feel you. Guys, until next time, stay blessed. And guys, listen, let's just relax. We know what Liverpool's about. It's not that deep. Just enjoy the rest of your day. It's already 20 odd degrees outside here in London. Just go touch grass. Go and touch grass, please.
Hey.